Ashley, it's Allison from Curio Design Studio, and this is your project walkthrough for your shared girls' bedroom in your home. So I'm going to jump right into the plan here. This is looking at your space from an aerial view. This is how I think the space should lay out. Obviously, you have two girls in here, so we need two beds, some extra storage, everything kind of in one spot. So I tried to lay it out the best way that makes sense for use of the space. I know that you said it wasn't super important for them to have play areas because you have a lot of other play areas in the house. So the intent was just to keep the space more focused on like sleep time activities, relaxing, reading, and things like that. So I'm going to jump into the view from walking into the entry door. So we've got two upholstered twin size beds. I really like the teal color. I know your girls like pink, but you're not too set on the idea of having pink everything because they outgrow it. So a lot of the main finishes and the more expensive finishes, like your bed, your area rug, and your more time-consuming finishes like wall paint, are going to be neutral. We've got a really great warm neutral gray on the walls, and then again, as I said, the teal twin size beds, which can be, the color can work really great with a pink, with a green, with white. So like down the line in the future, if you want to change out the bedding and everything, you can kind of have a lot of options to work with there. So you're not limited to something that's super pink and young feeling. Obviously, this is your existing nightstand table with that flower pattern on it, which I thought was really neat. And I kind of used that as the inspiration and ran with that for the rest of the space. So everything's kind of nature inspired, but a little whimsical and a little bit fun. So the space here is set up for two girls, obviously. And one thing that I thought was really neat, is I know you mentioned that your kids love to read. So I think a great solution for them is to have these small wire wall-mounted baskets here, so they can kind of keep their current read right close to them in bed, and when they start to drift off, they can just tuck it there. It keeps this surface less cluttered with stuff, and gives them a little bit more personal space rather than trying to have both of them share one surface in the middle. And then also there's some wall-mounted, they're plug-in swing arm sconces. It looks like you do have two electrical outlets right by here, so you could run the cord down and plug those in. So these are just little reading lights that they can use to direct light right at them if one of them is reading in bed or staying up a little bit later, as the older one grows up and is doing more activities later in the night, maybe when the younger one is sleeping. It just gives them a little bit more personalized space and kind of personalized light direction without having to have this table lamp on and keeping the other person awake. And these are just some really great textural wall mirrors just to add a little bit of interest above the bed. You have really high ceilings, so we can get away with having a larger item here like that. And one thing that I really like was just the contrast of materials. It's got a metal frame and some kind of sunburst wood pattern around the outside, which I thought tied in really well to the wood wall that runs through your entire home, but is in that room as well. So we'll spin around here. This would be the door going into your bathroom. I thought the way you kind of had the space laid out with the bookshelf in this area was a really great use of space. I did source a new bookshelf for you because you didn't mention reusing that one. I'm not sure if that's moving with your older daughter to her new room, but this is a new bookshelf. But if you wanted to kind of rein in the budget a little bit, you could reuse the existing one, maybe just throw a coat of white paint on it to give it some contrast from that wood wall. I am suggesting, though, if you do go with this new bookcase, it has a back, and I love the idea of just sticking this removable wallpaper on the back of it. So it's, again, kind of tying in that whimsical nature pattern, tying in the teal colors, and just adding a bit of interest to an otherwise ordinary and inexpensive bookcase. And the great thing about that is it is removable. So if the bookcase, moves to another location, a different room in the future, that can come off if it doesn't coordinate with the decor. And then we'll spin here. So this is your barn door, which is your closet door. I'm just suggesting relocating your floor lamp, the bird floor lamp here, and then adding in a 5-drawer dresser here just to give them some more storage, some concealed storage. And a couple neat features about this wall is I love these really large scale, again, kind of whimsical nature vinyl wall decals. I know you mentioned you're not totally set on installing wallpaper, which is totally understandable. So this is a great solution. Makes a real impact on the wall. It's also great because there's not any dimension to it. So with this barn door sliding open and close, you don't have to worry about, like a mirror or a piece of art here. So it gives, good impact on this wall without, getting in the way of this barn door. On the barn door, I'm suggesting using another vinyl product, which is a chalkboard vinyl. These are just 4 feet sheets by 12 inches wide. I'm just suggesting to put 2 of them next to each other. So this is kind of an area where the kids can have, a hand at creating their space. They can draw on it, write notes to each other. It's just kind of a fun little interactive thing to put in the space. And kind of make use of this big wood door. And then another interesting thing is, I know you're not super interested in having pink everywhere, so a fun way to add a little accent is to just paint the inside of a closet. It's small, so it's not going to cost you a lot or take a lot of time, but it's an easy way to just kind of make an impact with color. A couple other things that I'll just touch on quickly. Again, your area rug, I'm keeping that more neutral and a little bit pattern free so that it can grow up with the girls and it's not, super young feeling. It can kind of transition with them as they age. And I'm also suggesting at the foot of the bed, just giving them each their own little storage chest. I know you mentioned storage was really important. So this just allows them a place to kind of put their own stuffed animals, books, toys, any extra little thing, keep the floor space clean, and also kind of give them their own space separate from each other. And then as far as window treatments, I know light was an issue, so I'm suggesting some blackout cellular shades for these 2 for all the windows actually, and then for the larger windows, just 2 white curtain panels with this bright fuchsia pom-pom trim. So the white gives a nice contrast to the wall color, and then the fuchsia kind of ties in all the accents together. Yeah, so that's basically the plan. I'll kind of jump over to your material board here so you can see a couple things that aren't in the model, which is mainly the bedding. So these sheets, again, putting the pink with the least investment, so just sheets. So there's a pop of pink for the girls, but something that's easy to change out in the future to white or blue or any other color that they love at the moment. And then the same thing with the accent pillows. I know in your inspiration boards you touched on you liked a lot of the variety in the pillows, so this gives you a little bit of variety, and again brings in that pink and something that's easily changeable in the future. So that's the plan for your girls' room. I hope you like it, and if you have any questions at all, please feel free to shoot me an email. Talk soon. Bye.